Greetings and welcome back to my channel. This is my old MSI K9N29 Neo motherboard and AMD 1090T processor. This old 12-year-old computer just did a bunch of work to her. So I put a USB 3.0 in there. You can see her right there. It originally only had 2 fans. Now it's going to have 4. We'll get to that in a minute, but I did repaste the old CPU, cleaned everything up in there, did some rewiring, took out the 5 1/4 floppy drive, made some more room up there, cleaned all that out, put a SSD in it. I did keep the 1 terabyte hard drive in her down the bottom there. I moved it all down and pretty much clean that whole bay up. So I did that, cut this out, mounted that fan. These were the Rosewill fans that came out of a Rosewill Cullinan. I bought them for the remote, and I was gonna put this fan controller in my new build in my Rosewill D100 because it doesn't have the remote. You just control it on the top up here. But I didn't end up doing it. So anyways, so up here, I took out the 1 fan that was down on the bottom, and then I took out one of the original brackets, and as you can see, this guy's just sitting there. He's kind of floating there, but he's super tight. So he's on the original bracket, and then I moved the other bracket that used to be down on the bottom, yanked it out, mounted it up there, and that holds the fan down. And then, maybe you can see, maybe you can't, I got the bottom zip tied on that one. I didn't have a need to zip tie that one, but yeah, so now there's a whole bunch of cooling. But I had a hot spot after all that right here above the CPU. And so I just kind of drilled holes in it one by one. And then I just kind of cut it out. You can see it's kind of rough, but it works. And I had one of these left over from another project. So I got another Rosewill fan coming, a Rosewill dual ring, like it's in the Rosewill D100 case. It's a dual ring, so we'll get more light out of it. That's on the way because the Rosewill fan adapter supports up to 6 fans, but I only needed 1 right above here because that processor was kicking out a lot of heat. This whole area was. So now it's actually pushing out, and there's not a fan in there right now. So when I install a fan to pull air out, that's going to be even better. Because I wanted this one to blow in on the GPU, which is only a GT 730. I did have a GT 960 in here, but when I changed the power supply out, the motherboard connector was too tall. I didn't have enough clearance for the GT 960 when I put the new power supply in this and put the old one in my new computer. So I'm on the hunt for a mini, maybe a 1660 mini. Slap that in here, and that'll make her a little more viable because it ran modern games, relatively fast with that GT 960. Anyways, yeah, so she's getting a whole bunch of cooling. Oh yeah, I got that. I got some of this material I'm thinking about ordering. It just mounts right here. It's on eBay. Goes across, but I may not do that on the exhaust. I'll probably do that on the intake. This kind of stuff, just to keep that sucking in a bunch of stuff. But yeah, this old computer, and it only takes 8 gigabytes, but I've got it in dual channel. I've done everything I can on this to make it run. It's got a fresh Windows install on that 500 gigabyte. No, it's a 250 gigabyte SSD. But then I got the Western Digital 1 terabyte, old school drive in the bottom for everything else. So yeah, she's how to breathe new life into an old computer with just a little muscle, a drill, and little tenacity. I'll do some more. There's some cable wiring I have to, some more wiring I can do to touch it up when I'm all done. But yeah, after that fan's installed, I'll tidy her all up, and then we'll put a hearting on her, see what she can do, and look for a new graphics card. Anyway, there's my my shop computer, and let's give it a go. Not bad. Oh yeah, one of the fans has some stray like pixels, if you want to call it that. And I originally had that in the front, so I had to tear it all apart, and I just didn't want it in the front. Who would? So that's blade. I think that's fade. And then there's rainbow. And then you can do your, you know, solid colors if you need it. Yeah, those stray pixels really show. So yeah. I like that blade effect. Yeah. Anyways, there she is. Old and new. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye-bye.